Last night's stream was a conundrum, but it was also a very hilariously bad one. You had a man that was trying to stream Mario Wonder, but all of a sudden complained he had no internet connected to any of his devices except for one or two, but yet proceeds to stream regardless while saying he had no internet. Just sitting there hoping that someone in his chat could help him out, giving him advice on what he could do, but yet he'll take said advice and just shit all over it. And while that, he's making money off of it. 40 bucks is what he made off of that stream. And then granted, I brought someone in while I was covering that stream, and it was a grand old time. But yet the story doesn't end there because he made an update video about it.
Hey everyone, what's up?
Huh, we didn't start off with a patented YouTuber sigh.
Phil here with an update, an unexpected update. As you can see, I'm about to head out the door.
So you're wearing a shirt that you thought you would be wearing? I mean, for God's sakes, the last time he was saying he goes out wearing those shirts, he was wearing like a dress shirt with a wife beater underneath it while looking like a hobo. Now it just looks like he's about to go to a gay club.
And have a day out here on my day off from streaming and content. But I felt that it was appropriate for me to film a special video to keep you all in the know about what's going on with my current internet issues.
No, it's not. It's not a good idea to do so. You could just go to your community tab or your Twitter page and be like, hey guys, I'm dealing with some updates with my internet. I'm trying to get it fixed. But no, the reason why you're making this into a video though, is so that you could try to make some money up for last night's stream, because it did not go as quickly as planned.
And how this is going to affect my content moving forward. I have many updates.
Oh, great. He has many updates. Just not one, but multiple.
None of which are great, but at least I have updates to keep you guys in the know. I would ask if you're a fan or a hater and you just want to know what the hell's going on.
Nah, I don't really give a shit about what's going on, but the problem is that you take everything that's so mundane and nobody should give a fuck about, and you're trying to like spin it to like everyone should care about it. Like you're the king of England or something.
Spread the word about this video so people know what's happening.
No, thank you.
In a nutshell, yesterday during my live stream, both modems in my home, because I own 2 internet lines.
Which, again, is very stupid. You don't need 2 lines, you just need the one.
Disconnected from the internet, or at least lost internet connectivity for about a minute. When they came back, I've had nothing but problems. Now,
Well, then again, Phil, your whole life is just filled with problems, but yet you want to deflect it and project it onto other people.
Weirdest part about it is that my desktop computer remains connected to the internet and still is able to stream and upload. However, there's been some updates with that, and I'll tell you about those in a second.
Oh, great. So he's like hyping it up. It's like, okay, guys, my desktop can work, but I'm going to update you what's going to happen in just a second, guys. I got to tell you more things so I can try to pad this video out as quickly as possible.
But it still seems like that desktop computer remains online and is able to do functionality stuff for my work. Everything else in my house isn't working.
I wonder why. You should have had that second scheduled, like, appointment so that way they could come and see if everything is fixed.
This laptop cannot connect either to that modem or the one downstairs. All my game consoles are not able to connect to either modem. My phone, which I don't even have, I don't even know where it is.
It's in your pocket, Phil, because you're about to go out.
Oh, there it is. Also,
oh no, he's pointing it over there because I forgot. He had to put it on by his Xbox so you could download Alan Wake 2. I mean, for God's sakes, I already have it downloaded because I pre-ordered it and it's already preloaded.
So won't connect. It basically what happens is all my devices connect to these modems, and then it should go on the internet and it says internet not available. If you look in a browser window, it'll say something like connection denied or cannot connect to server, contact your ISP. So after this, ruined my stream yesterday. I was doing a Spider-Man stream. We couldn't finish it.
Oh, boo fucking who? You couldn't finish the stream? Couldn't you do like what most other people do, which is essentially recording it off stream? Oh, no, you need your stream because you need your handheld all the way through to any game that you play.
Last night, we did a 2.5-hour troubleshooting stream where
you just sat there hoping that your deadheads could provide you with information about it, but every single time they're giving you viable solutions, you're going, guys, you're a bunch of fucking idiots. I tried that. It didn't work, even though he had not tried everything.
Thankfully, my viewers and fans tried to help me.
And tried to help? They did. And then all of a sudden, you just yelled at them saying, guys, you not understanding me. Y'all are fucking idiots.
I really appreciate that you guys came out and hung out with me for 2.5 hours and we tried to figure this out.
I wouldn't hang out with someone that yells at me because I gave him an idea or some advice of what he could do, and then all of a sudden, no, you're an idiot.
Basically what we've discovered is it's got to be something on the server side from my ISP. My ISP is Comcast.
Yeah, we already know that, and we already know the grand old tale about how you had to bring in somebody, and you had the 2 appointments, and then you ended up going to their PR department, which everyone in the company was saying that you were right all along, which in reality you weren't.
Because here's why. If I change my DNS server from the Comcast default auto-detected server to, say, Google server, which I believe is like 8.8.8.8 or something like that, I can get online, but it's incredibly slow. It doesn't really fully load anything.
Well, then again, Phil, you're on Wi-Fi, so that's why it's not working for you.
Like, I can get to Google search. I can half load a YouTube page, but it won't load fully. It's a mess, but I can still load it, which means obviously this has something to do with their servers, and something happened whenever these modems lost internet for a minute or whatever yesterday and came back. Something changed in them.
Like, all of a sudden, they became like Super Saiyan and tried to help you out, providing the spirit bomb energy, and yet nothing worked.
To screw all this up.
And yet, you changing the settings, it's not your fault. It's their fault. Okay, Phil, whatever delusions help you sleep at night.
I don't know what, okay?
Well, like I said, it's you changing around the servers and fucking them up.
So we tried for 2.5 hours last night. We couldn't figure out what to do. So we left it at number 1 today, Thursday, the 26th of October.
Yeah, your day off, we know.
I have to call Comcast and work with them to figure out what's going on. And I got to figure out a way to get all my stuff ready for Friday. Because if you don't know, on Friday, it's a big day for me. I'm supposed to be playing Alan Wake 2, the hot new release. 13 years we've been waiting for this game.
No, you weren't waiting for this game. You didn't give 2 fucks about Alan Wake to begin with. So you saying that it's a big premiere, it's a big day for me on Friday because I played Alan Wake 2. No, Phil, it's not a big day for you because you're trying to get all the day 1 views off of Alan Wake 2. But you're just sitting there hopeful, fingers crossed, as you like to say, that you were trying to get everything to work, and lo and behold, it's not going to happen.
How am I going to play it if I have no internet? Right?
I mean, you could always record it like every other Let's Player. Duh.
So, a few things have happened. First of all, last night, something clicked in my head, and I remembered something. I was like...
Nothing ever clicks in your head. The only time something does click in your head is if you drink a bunch of gin.
You know, I upgraded my internet package.
No, you didn't. You got the same hardware as last time.
Earlier this year. And when I did that, they gave me a device that I never thought I would have any use for. All right? They actually gave me a backup cellular mobile data internet device.
AKA a hotspot. They gave you a hotspot. And yet all of a sudden you said you had no use for it. And now all of a sudden what magically clicked in your head, which I don't think it did. I think you were watching other people's content and you noticed that, oh, hey, they brought up the hotspot. Oh, I forgot I had that.
For a business. Because, you know, I'm on Comcast business account. They assume I'm running a store. They seriously assume that I'm running like a retail store with point of sale stuff.
No, Phil. The reason why they gave it to you is because you were the one that assumed you're running a business. And you lied to them saying that you're running a business when in reality you're not. And also, the business Comcast internet, it just gives you faster ways to get to somebody. That's all that is. It does not improve your speeds, and it does not improve anything. So again, it's not needed.
And so if my internet were to go down, this is a device that's a redundant backup. So you at least have basic internet in the case that your whole, you know, cable modem internet lines go down.
But it's not going to work, though. It's not going to give you that fast quality streaming preferences that you want. It's really not.
So this device is a 4G wireless device, and it is insanely slow.
So you're thinking that this will help you, but it's incredibly slow. Phil, this isn't going to help you. Instead, it's going to make your stream qualities a lot more worse than they already are.
It is slower than my cell phones. It's slower than anything I've used in the last decade. It's that slow.
But then again, they did offer it to you, and you took it.
but it works. It connects to the internet. So last night, I just hooked this thing up on a whim. I'm like, I wonder, could I get this thing working with my Xbox and buy and download Alan Wake 2?
Even though people told you to use a hotspot on your phone, and you were like, oh, I have to tether it to my phone? It's like, no, Phil. You could just use the Wi-Fi hotspot. Oh, I can't do that. And then at the very end of his stream, he's like, well, I guess I gotta do that.
Yes, I can. And I did. I have Alan Wake 2 on my Xbox Series X right now, ready to go.
And he was bitching and complaining that it would take him 4 days to get it downloaded. Keep that in mind.
But it took over 12 hours to download it.
Well, yeah, if it took you 12 hours to download Alan Wake 2, an 81 gig game, then it just really shows that your internet is bad. It took me at least 3 hours to download it. And I have somewhat the best quality speeds. But again, if it takes Phil 12 hours to download it, then yeah, his internet sucks.
It was like a snail's pace, and this internet connection is wild. It'll be like 20 megabytes per second, less than a megabyte per second. 30 megabytes per second, disconnected, reconnected. It's a nightmare. You could never use this for anything consistent. You would never be able to stream on this thing.
But yet you're thinking that this might help you in the long scheme of things. Also, Phil, what also could interfere with it is other devices connected to it. That can affect the speeds. Did you not even think about that, Phil?
It's wild, okay? So it's essentially just a backup for very basic use. I left this on overnight. And overnight, I'm not even kidding you, it just finished downloading about 30 minutes ago. And right now it's 11:54 a.m. for me.
Oh, what a goddamn shock. So you let it download overnight. And somehow you thought this was relevant to the story.
So it just finished. So it took over 12 hours to download the game. So that's good to go. I have Alan Wake 2.
Whoa.
For tomorrow. All right? Now, this morning, I got up and I called Comcast.
I was surprised. I thought he would wake up at around 11 to 12 p.m. But no, I think his dumbass actually finally got up at a reasonable time. 10 a.m.
Here's the results of this conversation, okay? Test everything, nothing works. No kidding. Knew that was going to happen.
Well, yeah, they're doing tests on it to make sure it works. I mean, for God's sakes, it's a part of their scripting. It's a part of their procedures, Phil.
I tried explaining to the person on the line the technical aspects of what was going on. You can tell when someone has absolutely no recognition of what you're saying. This person is not a technical person. They're just a line-level customer service support. Why they have no technical knowledge on people doing line-level customer service support for a business, I have no idea.
Phil, the reason why they had no idea what you were talking about is because you try to explain everything at once. That is the one thing about call centers that they absolutely fucking hate. They hate when someone comes in, explains everything, kind of giving like an exposition dump on them. And essentially, you're supposed to think that they can acknowledge it and actually understand it fully. But also the way that Phil talks, he doesn't talk like a normal human being. He talks really fucking quick. So if they had to make him repeat himself, then he's like, well, they're fucking idiots. They don't know anything about it. Thirdly, they're trying to figure out where they need to send you. If it's a tech issue, if it's a customer service issue, or if it's just something else. They're trying to figure out where they can send you, Phil. But you just don't get that because, let's be honest, you're not even human.
But that's what Comcast chooses to do. So after over about half an hour on the phone of wasted time, essentially, the person said they're going to have a tech come out tomorrow.
As per procedure.
At first they said they wanted a tech come out today. I said, I can't. Today's my day off. I'm literally within 20 minutes of me making this video. I'm out.
So you could have at least changed the appointments around. But then again, going grocery shopping is not a fucking appointment, Phil.
I'm out the door. I have appointments and all kinds of stuff already set up that I have to do. It's my one day off a week. I schedule everything for my one day off.
I love the fact that every single time that Phil has to go on his day off, there's always an appointment somewhere. That he can't change his plans. It's like, Phil, going grocery shopping at the pet store and at a grocery store is not an appointment. But I just love the fact that he's just sat there thinking, oh, I'm going to make a video about it and I'm going to leave when I'm done. Phil, you're not the one that makes the appointments. Cat does.
So I literally can't be here today. Even if I want to, I can't. I have to go. So they're going to come tomorrow, supposedly tomorrow afternoon. All right?
Yep, and you can't stream. Huh, what a shame.
So here's the deal. Here's what's going to happen.
Okay, here's the deal. Come on, everyone at the stockholders meeting. Come gather around. Here's what the deal Phil's proud to provide.
All right? Tomorrow, I'm going to turn on my stream at the normal time to do the podcast. We're going to chat. We're going to talk. I'm sure there'll be game news and things to talk about and hang out.
Not really. Every single time that you read game news, it's something that you see on Twitter.
There's literally no reason for me to start the game because we're going to be interrupted at some point by a text showing up to try to figure out what's going on with this internet, okay?
That's why the second appointment was needed, Phil, and that's why you should have kept it.
Okay? If I start the game, what's the point? You're going to get blue balls. I just start and then I'll have to turn it off again, right?
Phil, nobody's going to get blue balls because they're going to either A, play the game for themselves, B, do shit on the other side, meaning they're going to do shit on their own, like hang out with friends, family, school, work, that type of shit. So they're not going to come around hanging around your stream. And also, I don't know why you had to bring up blue balls. I mean, Phil, are you telling us that you get blue balls every day?
Right. So, it's going to be start up, talk, hang out, with podcast, have a good time, and then whenever the tech shows up, go offline, see if the tech who's here can figure out what the heck is going on. I'm sure we're going to be doing crazy amounts of troubleshooting and everything on both modems to figure this out.
It's probably going to take him about an hour, but yet he's going to over-exaggerate, thinking it's going to be about 3 hours.
And go from there. Then, hopefully, the tech will resolve it, and we'll be back to normal, all right? Now.
But then again, it's not going to be resolved right then and there, Phil. If it's a really severe issue, it's not going to be resolved right then and there. And don't point at me, Phil. You're not my fucking dad.
I'm going to see if I plug this laptop into that 4G backup wireless device, if I can get basic internet on it. And if I can, that means I should be able to stream the game and have the laptop with the chat and all your contributions working. It should be a normal stream. All right?
When is it a normal stream for you, Phil? I mean, granted, what we see on the regular with you is you bitching about people not giving you money, looking at your chat, getting your hand held, and also looking at your chat, hoping that money comes in, and looking at your chat, finding someone to ban so you can stroke your little e-penis that you got.
It's bootleg as heck, but it should be a normal stream.
Nah, there's a lot of other streams that are very bootleg. Yours is just very overly complex.
Now, this doesn't solve the problem. You might say, oh, if that works, then just leave it like that. What are you, crazy? I have a whole internet modem downstairs that doesn't work. I have no internet on my phone. I'm using the cellular data on my phone.
I love the fact that he said that he could not stream, but yet last night on October the 25th, he was able to stream. So that tells you something.
To get it to work. You know, like, I'm paying for internet that's not working right now, so I have to have the person come and fix this. Plus, sadly, here is a negative update, okay?
Well, then again, all of this is just a negative update because you're hoping for positive news, but you just sound like someone died in the family. You're about to tell them, I'm about to go to a funeral.
As I told you, my desktop computer is still working on this, but not the laptop, not the phones, not the consoles. Just the desktop is working, but not fully. This is so weird. Listen to this.
Oh, this is so weird. Even though you fucked around with the settings and now all of a sudden it doesn't work. Oh, come on, Phil. Tell us, what's the issue?
Anything I do in my Chrome browser works, including loading my YouTube pages and all of that, it works. Okay? Anywhere else I go to, X, CNN.com, any random website, all works through the Chrome browser. All right?
And?
I also have Firefox. Firefox partially works. And what I mean by that is it'll load certain sites but not others. I can't actually get I can't actually get Firefox to load YouTube right. I don't know why.
Yeah, you really don't know why. But at the same time, you can't even keep your story straight because you talk about Chrome and you go to Firefox. Oh, Chrome doesn't work. I mean Firefox.
Usually what I have is I have two browsers, and one I'll have open DSP Gaming and the other one I'll have open logged into my other channel, DSP Reacts. I cannot get the DSP Reacts thing to load. No matter what I try, it won't load it. It says no internet connection. How?
Well, because you did something to your settings and it fucked it up, Phil. That's why. And also, if Chrome works, you're using the Google, DNS settings. That's what you're using.
Is that possible that I'm on the same browser, right? I can go to one site, but then when I try to go to YouTube, it says no internet connection. That makes no sense whatsoever, does it?
But then again, the way that Phil is describing it, it just makes zero fucking sense. But then again, he's trying to make you feel sorry for him. He's like, oh, I can't get it to work. And people are probably going to tell him, why don't you use Chrome? That's the reason why he made it as a video and not as a quote-unquote stream, due to the fact that people would yell at him, calling him a fucking idiot.
It seems like there's a really messed up thing going on. I feel like what happened is they pushed some kind of an update to both modems yesterday. For most people, it doesn't affect them, but for me, for my use, it does. And it's destroyed my business. Like,
how'd you know that they did an update for it, Phil? I mean, for God's sakes, you could always look it up, see if there's any updates coming. But again, you don't do any fucking research whatsoever. So now you're just making assumptions that, oh, they made an update to my modem. They fucked me up, huh? They ruined my business.
I don't even know what else to say. But it's not anything I changed. I've changed nothing.
Yes, you did, Phil. You changed the DNS settings on your laptop and also on your fucking computer. You changed the DNS settings. So yes, you did. Don't sit there and say you did nothing wrong. You did everything correct.
You know, it's on their end. They screwed this up. And now me and a tech tomorrow are going to have to sit here and put our heads together trying to figure out what in the holy hell is going on.
No, Phil, the person that's actually going to do most of the working is not you. It's going to be the tech guy, due to the fact that that guy knows more about tech than you do. The guy who proclaims that he's tech savvy, he built PCs, and that he also knows how to work the internet, and that everyone in his neighborhood calls him the internet guy, which is a big fucking exaggeration, a bunch of bullshit. He's going to sit there and go, so, what's wrong? Can I stream? Come on. I need to stream. Alan Wake 2 just came out. Come on, hurry up, tech guy.
And who knows if we're going to figure it out. Isn't this great? You know,
isn't this great that you're blaming a service when you completely fucked it up?
Pay for 2 high-end business lines of internet.
Again, nobody said that you should have done that, Phil. That was all on you. Even they were telling you don't do it. And you're like, no, I need it right now. And they're like, fine. What a fucking idiot.
And this just happens out of nowhere. And you might say, well, can't you get any more help? No, this is the help I'm getting from Comcast. Is all they can do is have a tech come out. That's it. They don't have anyone else who apparently, you know, can help with this kind of high-level stuff. They said the best thing to do is have a tech come out and hope for the best.
Yeah, that's the only thing they could do. It's the best viable option. Even though everything that they tried their best, Phil. But yet you're sitting there going that you explained everything to them, but you explained everything to them at once, and you confuse the hell out of people. That's what you tend to do a lot. Either you tell them in a very complex, paragraph-long statement, and that they're like, okay, one at a time, or you just over-exaggerate it, and they don't even know what the hell to do with you.
So, that's what I'm doing. And tomorrow, like I said, hopefully I'll be able to start up my stream normally and have a normal stream until the tech comes. Hopefully the tech and I can figure this out.
Yeah, but the tech's gonna figure it out, not you.
Solve the problem, and both modems will be working fine, and we'll be back to normal after that. And of course, whenever it gets solved, I would love to get back up and running and play Alan Wake with you guys.
Yeah, he just really wants to get those day one views, so that way people can throw out money at a day one premiere stream. That's what he really wants. He doesn't give a fuck about anything else, just making money from his deadheads.
But I don't see any point in starting the game when I know the tech is coming early afternoon. They're supposed to, at the earliest, they said they'll show up as like noon. But I have never once seen the tech show up the earliest. You know what I mean? It's probably going to be like sometime in the later afternoon. I would almost guarantee it.
Usually, if they say around noon, that's the earliest that they might show up. And I love the fact that Phil looks at this like, nah, they usually show up later. Well, Phil, they got to grab everything that they need. They got to drive to your house, which will take a little bit. And then as soon as they get there, it'll probably be like 30 minutes to an hour later. So don't expect them to arrive right then and there that they're going to show up at noon. Just don't.
So I guess we'll see what happens, right? That's all we can do is wait and see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully, everything keeps working on the desktop and I can at least get the basic stream going. I can start the podcast. We can hang out together for a while. Now
here's some other updates that y'all don't care about.
Obviously, this is throwing my entire business into disarray. I lost out on over an hour of Spider-Man gameplay.
Nobody cares.
I didn't get to play Mario last night.
But then again, you wouldn't have given two shits about Mario anyway. You would have yelled at your chat saying that they're not supporting you, like they always tend to do.
I don't even know what's going to happen on Friday when I come back and I boot this thing up. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix it. I have no idea. All right.
Phil, you're not gonna fix anything. I mean, for God's sakes, last night's stream proved it. Where you're trying to fix things, but you made things a lot worse. And when your audience tried to help you, you immediately yelled at them.
Right? So, what can you do to help? Well, obviously, there's a ton of content already you can watch, right? Like, watch the stuff I've already uploaded. That's number one.
Well, here we go. He's now advertising himself again, like he always does.
Number two, if you would like to support in some way, please by all means do.
Yep, here we go. Back to the daily beg, but this time it's on his day off.
I would really hate for this to, in the midst of the busiest gaming time of the year, to now massively negatively affect me. You know, which is going to be like, let me put it this way.
He always does this stupid shit where he's like trying to tell you a story, but it's usually a sob story, and then he'll go, I'll put it to you this way, guys. I'm going to put it to you this way, that how this is a sob story, and y'all are gullible enough to buy it.
All right? I'm very
Also, someone is mowing in the background, I can tell.
happy that I'm not in a position anymore that I'm living day to day.
So every single stream that you do where you beg constantly, that's not living day to day? Whatever you say, boyo.
Because I was, very much so, a few years ago. I was in positions where, like, every day I was like, man, I gotta raise this much today, or I can't pay my bills, or I can't do this.
You're still like this every day, Phil. If you're like, guys, I need your help so I can buy groceries. I need your tips. And then all those tips go to Hulk Hogan so you can smack your ass cheeks around.
Luckily, I'm not necessarily in that situation. It's not that bad.
But you're proclaiming it to be that bad, that everyone else needs to give you money even though you just got paid from YouTube on the 23rd?
The problem is, I don't want to go back to where I was. Do you understand?
But then again, Phil, you're always putting yourself back to where you were. So you could tell us the sob story till the cows come home. It's not going to change the fact that you still live day to day every single fucking day.
You know what I mean? I've been doing good. I've been trying to pull myself out of a kind of a situation where that's the case.
Nah, but you always put yourself right back into those situations, Phil, and you blame everyone else for it. You blame the trolls, you'll blame side scrolls, you'll just blame anyone that comes to your head that day.
And if now I'm going to have extended periods of time where I can't regularly stream, I can't do my regular work, I can't make the money I usually make.
Wah. This is a you problem. You need to figure it out for yourself, Philly boy.
It will put me into a bad position again, and I'm deathly afraid that this thing, the way it's going and how weird it is, that it's going to be something that Comcast has never faced before. They don't know what the hell's going on.
No, Phil, Comcast probably knows how to fix this, but the problem is you're putting a lot of low expectations into them, thinking that they're not going to do a very good job with it. But as soon as they do a really good job with it, all of a sudden your low expectations are still there, and you're like, they didn't fix it. Comcast is worthless, even though the viable options are for you to get a different provider, but you do not want to do that because change scares you. If it doesn't matter if it's on YouTube or in your personal life, any change that affects you, you're afraid of it. You're afraid of the outcomes of change. And that's why you fail to change and adapt with the times.
And it's going to be some oddball thing, and it's going to be a nightmare, you know?
Yep, here we go. Sob story time.
As is, I'm paying for the internet, and I don't have it, you know? I have a modem downstairs, it doesn't work at all. I can't get anything out of it, it's worthless, and I'm paying for it. I'm really hoping that they're going to be able to figure this out tomorrow.
And now you're putting all the pressure onto Comcast, even though you really shouldn't, Phil.
Oh, but I don't know. I'm skeptical. When we sat here for 2.5 hours last night, and we tried everything, and
You didn't try everything, Phil. Stop saying that you tried everything.
the best we could do is connect via a different DNS server, like the Google server, and we could get Google to load and YouTube to half load, but it was slow, and it wasn't really working.
Again, you're using Wi-Fi.
What makes you think that the Comcast tech, who probably never faces this kind of an issue, is just going to know how to fix this, right?
Then again, Phil, he is a tech guy. He's a part of IT. He knows how to fix this shit, Phil. But you're putting low expectations into him, and you're immediately projecting that he's not going to do his job. Or she, depending on who they send.
don't have faith in it. I don't.
You never have faith in anybody. The only time you ever have faith in somebody is if they give you money.
I get the feeling this is going to be an issue. They're going to come. We're going to be here for 2 hours. Nothing's going to get resolved. They're going to have to escalate, internally search, escalate. And it's going to be, I hope it's not weeks. Because, number one, I'm on my live. If this PC restarts or turns off, or if this internet resets, I might just lose connection and that's it. Now I can't stream at all.
Well, Phil, you need to restart everything. And here's another thing that someone actually told you. If you update your drivers to the better ones, then that might help you with your internet. This might help you with a lot of things. But the problem is you refuse to do so. And yet you'll call anyone an idiot that suggests something that's a viable option. But also, if you're going to keep your PC running and you're not trying to save the last of your internet you got left, then this is just a losing battle, Phil. You just need to restart it and just move on.
Right? I'm lucky that I still have that connection working for some odd reason. I don't even know how, but it is still working. But like I said, it's weird because it's like half capacity. It won't load certain sites like YouTube. It won't load YouTube in my Firefox browser. Why?
Again, Phil, it's just because you changed around the DNS settings. I mean, for God's sakes, you already said it once, and yet you're saying, I don't know what's happening, guys. I didn't do anything wrong, even though you're the one that changed the settings. Comcast did nothing.
Obviously, something is up. Something's going on. You know, we're in a situation where at a moment's notice, things could fall apart, and this is my business, and it's not right. It's not right to be in this position. Who knows what's going on? No one seems to know. That's the
I love how the fact that he immediately goes, oh, I don't deserve to be in the position. But yet, you're the one that's putting bad juju onto everyone else, and as soon as karma bites you in the ass, you immediately go, oh, why is it that bad things happen to good people like me? And you just cry about it. Cry about it, nobody cares, Phil.
thing, you know? Like, we tried to figure it out. Did Comcast screw this up? I don't know.
Yeah, I love the fact that he's immediately going, Comcast fucked up everything.
So, it's uncertain. Please, if you can support content right now that I'm doing, there's so many ways you can support my content. Watching it, engaging with it.
Even though you don't really care about engagement, if someone gives you a comment, you're like, don't give a fuck.
Doing a super thanks on an on-demand video.
He wants money.
If you look at the description of any of my videos in the last several months, there's always a link for a tip. You can send me a tip if you want to help that way.
Even though he really wants you to tip him, he doesn't give a fuck about super thanks because that goes to YouTube. He just wants money right then and there. Again, he only cares about the short term instead of the long term.
Attend tomorrow, and let's hope for the best to see what happens on the live stream.
Yeah, please attend tomorrow and send me your roses and send me your candles for my lost internet connection.
You know, and we'll go from there. But, yeah, I'm already set back, and now there's potential that this week, this is a big release week with Alan Wake 2, and continuing with Spider-Man, and continuing with Mario, that now I'm not going to be able to do what I need to do, you know?
But then again, you don't have a passion for it. Every single time that you're streaming these games, you're not having fun with them, but yet you'll sit there and pretend to have fun with it by acting like a clown, which, again, it's not a good tactic, and it's not funny.
What I'm going to do, like I said, right now, I'm going to plug in this laptop over here to this 4G wireless device and see if I can get it kind of working.
And somehow he won't know what to do with it. He'll blame Comcast yet again.
So at least I can have like a normal stream tomorrow, but that's not a solution. It's we figure out what is the root cause of the problem, because the whole thing could come down, right?
But then again, everything can come down upon you, and yet you'll find a way to deflect and project like you always tend to do.
All right, guys, so before I ramble on too long, thank you for watching.
I mean, Phil, you rambled on for like 14 minutes and 45 seconds at this point. My God, you do nothing but ramble.
I'm out of here now. Like I said, I'm going to upload this, and I'm out the door.
You know, this all could be avoided with just a simple post on his community tab or just Twitter in general. Just saying, hey, guys, internet's still not working. We'll update later. I mean, that's easy, the easiest thing that he could do. But yeah, Phil thought that making a 15-minute video would do anything.
Spend a day with my wife and do a bunch of appointments and other things. And let's hope for the best. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, gotta put out those gouty fingers. Like, fingers crossed that everything works. And if it does work, then holy Jesus, it's a miracle that the internet magically works, even though it's automatically working. I mean, he streamed last night.
And let's see if tomorrow we can get this resolved. But hopefully, I'll still be able to get Alan Wake tomorrow, you know? We'll see. I have it installed. I'm ready to play.
I got Alan Wake installed. I got it ready to go so I can get those day one monies.
But we got to see if we can get it working. All right, so thank you all.
Oh, God, the fucking prayer heads. Oh, God, he's begging.
I appreciate everything. Have a good day, rest of today, and I'll hopefully see you tomorrow. Peace.
I mean, I'm going to have a better rest of my night. You, on the other hand, you're going to be struggling. And yet, somehow, Phil found a way to make this situation into more of a sob story. But then again, Phil tends to do that quite a lot. If something does not go his way, immediately he turns it into like a way to say, please feel sorry for me, give me monies, I need that monies, I really do. And I know that this video is a little bit shorter than all the other ones, but I figured like I should give like more into the Comcast internet saga. This is like a great continuation of it, but at the same time, it's just Phil bitching and complaining about it. But with that said and done, I will end it off with the Phil prayer. Deliver us with the dents, deliver us with the pay pigs, deliver us with the pignosis. May we never become dented. May we never become a beggar like Darkside Phil. And please, for the love of God, if something is happening to you, it doesn't matter if it's internet connections or anything like that, don't deflect and project it onto someone else. Due to the fact that you can try everything in your power to get things to work, just know that if you can accept fault for something, then, I don't know, you'll see brighter dispositions, I guess. Amen.